I lost my 2 years' worth work because of a 0 IQ entitled Mother. Backstory. Since my childhood, I always wanted to be a game maker. I started my first game at the end of 2017, or the start of 2018. It's kind of a Souls-like game in 2D, just like Dead Cells, which is my inspiration. It is hard to make a video game by yourself, and also keep your high school grades good. My summers went to my creation, and I stored it in my flash disk, which that was a bad idea. My plan was to publish it in 2022 or 2023. Well, until our lovely Entitled Mother came. It happened 3 days ago, but I'm still boiling mad. I went outside to visit my best friend with my flash disk on my backpack to show my progress. He is our voice for the tutorial NPC, so we really want to see how it is going. I went there, and everything is normal. Surprise, surprise, no one is here for now except us. We shared our thoughts about the enemy attack patterns. I mostly denied his thoughts because he went full overpowered anime heroes, because he's a strict anime fan. We got hungry, so we went to KFC to order some chicken. I don't want to leave my flash alone, so I grabbed it too. Bad choice. We went there, ordered food, and while waiting, I took my flash drive and talking about should I change my flash to has much capacity on it, then a demon screamed close to my ear. Here comes our everybody stupid except me, Karen. The cast are me, Dovahkiin himself, F, the tutorial NPC friend, K is Karen, who also mother to a nice boy, M is manager, NE is nice employee, NK is nice kid, and CO is police officer. Karen, high-pitched screaming, goes, "You B! Why are you bringing drugs to a fast food restaurant? You drug-addicted C-words!" Me, who got confused about what happened. My friend gives a disgusted face plus the surprised Pikachu face, aka a weird shocked expression, I can't tell. Karen to the nice employee. "Why are you letting people like this outside of this frickin' place? I'm gonna sue all of you." Yes, she said that. And then she said to me, "Aren't you ashamed about yourself? I doubt your mum left you because of your drug addict, you son of a B." I am a very straight person. Basically, someone annoying me, congratulations, you screwed yourself. If it is about my friends, relatives, or parents, congratulations, you absolutely screwed yourself really hard. Now, I'm a bit ticked up, trying to hold my anger, and I say, how can you assume that I'm a drug addict? For so long, I can see only a screaming demon. Then, now friend sees my pissed off meter going up, and says, don't try to bother, we are only here for chicken, not to listen to some stupid lady, which he says in a sarcastic gentleman voice. Nice employee says, "Karen, please stop harassing these two boys. You got all the attention already." And then Karen, in an even higher pitched screaming, goes, "What kind of store are you? You're defending frickin' drug addicts?" And she grabs my flash. "You should thank me for what I'm going to do with this needle." Yeah, she thought a flash disk equals a needle. God, how do these kinds of people survive all this long? Me and friend say, "That's not a drug, nor needle. This is my and my friend's work." Now my pissed off meter is going even higher. Karen says, "Don't lie to me, you little stupid a-holes. I'm going to do you a big favor with this." And she throws it onto the ground and stomps it with her heels. Oh man, I could use me some CBT like that. Karen says, "Might be thought." Why do I hear multiple boss music? What does that even mean? Me and friend go, "Who ticked up so bad?" M, might thinking, why the hell there is a broken something on the ground, 2 ticked up teenagers, 1 screaming woman, and 1 employee that look too disgusted that he doesn't function. He sees all that on the entrance of the building. I think he went back from somewhere. Me, okay, I got one question for you. How stupid enough are you to think that my flash disk is a drug? I say that in a calm, but want to kill her inside about to explode. Karen, her skin is white AF. I think she's surprised she find electronic parts inside a drug needle. Where are your drugs? Quick, tell me. I know you got drugs somewhere. Don't try to fool me, you B-word. Me. Alright then, I think you were dumb enough to even not understand my question. Let me tell you about your actions' consequences. You frickin' destroyed my work, my dream, my frickin' effort, and you are still trying to find drugs on me? Well, good luck, 'cause you're not gonna find anything on me nor my friend. And I signaled my friend to call the police. My friend nodded and went outside to call the police. Now the nice employee is still in shock. And the manager says, "Lady, if you will not leave here, I am going to kick you out." And Karen says, "Why are you kicking me out? You should kick him out." And I say, No. This is not your problem, entitled mother. Manager, I am so sorry to bother you, but she is not worth your trouble. You can't teach an old psychopath dog any new tricks. Karen goes, "How dare you speak to me like that? Do you know who I am?" And I say, "I know who you are. You're a psychopath that destroyed my frickin' flash disk." And the manager goes, "Lady, please leave, or I will call the police." And my friend says, "Don't try it. I already called it." And Karen smiles and says, "Ha, that's a big mistake, you C-word. You're going to jail." And I just go, "Just to remainder," points to the security camera. "Do you really sure who goes to jail?" Karen's skin is white AF again, and the boy enters the show. Nice kid goes, "Mommy, where's our meal?" And Karen goes, "Baby, forgot the meal we need to get out of here. We can eat a meal at a different location." And I say, "Where do you think you're going?" And Karen says, "Stay away from me, you piece of crap. I am taking my son and head out." I and the manager stopped the lady. Police sirens heard. Let the fun begin. Wee woo, wee woo. CO comes in and goes, "What is this situation here?" And I say, "You want to check out the cameras, officer? It is a long story." And Kay says, "Officer, these drug-addicted people try to rape me. Please do something." How did a person think this will be work? Wait a second. Oh yeah, these are entitled parents. And the cop goes, "Let me check the cameras." And Karen with a much lower voice says, "No, you don't need to, officer. Just arrest these craps and save me and my son's time." That's Karen with a much lower voice. Sorry, it's not realistic like this story. Cop goes to check the cameras with the manager, while me, my friend, and other officers securing the Karen and her nice kid, who embarrassed AF. Police officer and manager head out, arrested the Karen, and asked if we wanted to press charges. I immediately said yes. Happy ending with the loss of my work. I might forget something, but for now, that's all I remember. Thanks for sharing this experience with me. Epic. Edit 1. To let some repeated question answer. 1. I only got Google Drive by that time, so instead, I did not try to find some online storage. I said, what could possibly go wrong? Here we are, with the work I lost. 2. This happened 3 days ago, then I wrote this post, so the leftover of the flash disk possibly on trash. 3. If you have questions about the game, I can make a post to summarize what I did and what is my plan. Good evening, guys. Oh, that was an epic story. Can we get a thumbs up in the comments for that one? That's just... woohoo! That was a doozy, that story. And our next story was by user Coffee Maniac, titled, Entitled Mother's Kid Hits Service Dog Because He Is Not Allowed to Pet Her. Makes sense. So this happened a few months ago. I started work as a volunteer assistant for a young woman who was 26. Anna changed her name, who lost her eyesight due to cancer. She is still able to see shadows and can tell the difference between day and night, but that's pretty much it. Since her parents work full-time to be financially stable and provide her the best equipment, medical supplies and whatnot, they hired me as an assistant, which is not really a job in my opinion. Because we became friends very quickly, and I was really happy to help her anytime I could. 2 years ago, she agreed to get a service dog for herself, to get around town, and to help her calm down. when she has anxiety attacks due to severe depression. One day, we decided to take a trip to Berlin with my car. We live in Germany, and took her service dog with us, of course. By the way, her name is Nala. After a long ride, we arrived at our hotel and arranged everything, and pretty much passed out until the next day. The next day, we had great weather. We decided to do quote-unquote sightseeing around the city and go eat something. After a fun morning, we took a walk with Nala and enjoyed the warm weather during summer. Anna became exhausted and she struggled a little bit. So we sat down on a bench and I held her hands to let her know that I was with her. Nala was really close to her and put her head on her legs. Jeez, doesn't it sound like she's about to die? After a few minutes, she was much calmer and I gave her a bottle of water. After like half an hour or so, a mother came by with her son and was kind of looking at us and Nala. Then she told her son something and he came up to us and said, "I want to pet your dog." He got on his knees, but I stopped him and said very friendly, "Sweetheart, this is a service dog. You can't pet her. It'll distract her while she's working." And the kid goes, "Working? But I want to pet the dog." Again, he got on his knees and almost ripped off her collar. Anna got scared and didn't know what was going on and took my arm. She was about to have an anxiety attack. Again, I got really ticked off and called him off. "Leave her alone! It's not your dog!" I shoved his hand away and he began screaming and crying, and his mum ran over to us. "Who the frick do you think you are? Let him pet that dog!" She tried to take the leash, but I slapped her hand away and Nala growled at them, letting them know that she and Anna felt uncomfortable. I tried to explain to her that Nala is a service dog, but she insulted me and Anna and said that that blind pig should just kill herself. I was so shocked and didn't know what to say. Anna began crying and people started around looking at the scene and tried to intervene. Anna began shaking and I tried to help her with her anxiety. While I was distracted, her son kicked Nala and she pretty much screamed and they ran away. A woman nearby called an ambulance and the police. Anna was treated at the nearby hospital and the local vet clinic examined Nala. She was a bit shaky but fine. Thanks to the people helping us, the police were able to track down entitled mother and her spawn of Satan, sued and charged with €1,500. I think she deserves jail time. No one, and I say no one, should ever hurt and abuse animals and human beings. Anna still feels humiliated until this day, and still being treated for anxiety and depression, which got worse. Our next story was posted by user HuefNerd, titled, "Entitled Mother Refuses to Move When I Tell Her to, then freaks when I write her a ticket." So, I work at an airport. Federal regulations prohibit vehicles parking next to the terminals. My job is to tell people this and have them take a loop around or go wait in the park and wait area. Most people understand and drive off. The people who always give me a hard time are the elderly white women. Anyway, car star, entitled mum, poor son, and me. So we get drivers coming to pick up their people in waves due to multiple flights landing around the same time. Drivers will then pull up to the nearest open curb and park. What we do is break the stretch up section by section and start from the area closest to the exit and work our way down. I had just finished telling a vehicle to take a loop when entitled mother comes speeding down the road and wedges her way into the slot that I just made. When this happens, we don't say or do anything because often their person is on the sidewalk ready to go. I'll finish talking to the cars that have been there a minute and then come back. When I go back to her, I give her the same phrasing as everyone else. "Hi, unfortunately there's no parking and waiting. Active loading only. If your party is not out here, then you're going to have to take a loop around, alright?" Entitled mother goes, "Oh no, my son is coming out right now." "Okay ma'am, I can give you another minute, but if he's not out by the time that I start walking back to you, you'll have to leave." I then stroll off before she can say anything. Usually, when I say that, Line people try to argue and ask for more time or get angry. So to prevent that, walking away is the best option. I finish the section again and head back. Now, doing a section usually takes about 5 minutes, so she's had plenty of time. I go up to her and tap on her window to get her attention. Still no luck?
No, he's coming soon.
Oh, unfortunately, ma'am, you'll have to go around it this time. Just get into the leftmost lane and you'll see a sign that says Return to Terminal, and it's only a 4-minute drive.
I'm not going. He's so close to coming out.
Ma'am, if you're still here when I come back, you're getting a ticket. Hearing this, her inside Karen awoke.
You have no right to threaten me in such a way. I am a tax-paying citizen, so my money paid for this airport. I can wait as long as I want.
I don't argue with people, but I did notice the section was full again, so I just walked away. Finished it again, another 5 minutes, and she's still there. At this point, I pull out my ticket book as I am walking to her vehicle. Everyone on the sidewalk is smirking and giggling a little. They're enjoying the drama. I walk right past her window, stand in front of her car, and start writing her plates.
What do you think you're doing? You have no authority. You are not even a police officer.
This is true. I am not police. However, I am airport operations. I have to enforce airport safety and protocol. When acting on behalf of my job, what I say is just the same as if it were from a cop. I go, ma'am, I've told you several times you have to take a loop around, plus you've had over 15 minutes to wait. She continues to yell at me, trying to create a scene and make me nervous to stop writing the ticket. It's also policy to not hand the person the ticket. We are to put it under the windshield wiper, and I do just that. However, just before I do, I get a feeling to call control. Not ATC, but airport control. And request a camera be out on me, just for safety.
Now you're trying to break my property? I want to talk to your manager because you're getting fired.
Ma'am, I'll be more than happy to call a supervisor. However, about breaking your property, we have video evidence that I did no such thing. The entitled mother keeps going off. I can take it. The section is mostly empty, however, there is still a lot of passengers on the sidewalk just watching the whole scenario. She then gets out of her vehicle and says something like, well, since I've already been ticketed, I'm just going to go find my son. The ticket she was given was for airport signs and markings. There is a different code for an unattended vehicle. Me being the cold-hearted dick I am, let her walk away, gave it a minute, wrote another ticket, and called for a tow truck to take it away. The entitled mother comes right when the tow truck starts backing up to lift her front wheels.
What the frick are you doing?
And I say, unattended vehicles must be towed away.
See, son, I told you he was discriminating me and targeting me only because I'm a woman. You need to do something.
And the son says, Sir, how long has my mum been parked here? I'd say about 40 minutes.
Mum, you know that's way too long.
P.S. shakes his head, and before his mum can start to say something, he says loudly, let's cut our losses right now and leave before it gets towed all the way away. If a vehicle is towed, it is an additional $50, but even if the tow truck touches the vehicle, it's $25 to the driver of the tow truck. The poor son comes over to me while his mum is getting in the passenger seat and says, I'm sorry for what she said to you. If anyone apologizes to me, I call it good. I tell him it's whatever, and then he thanks me for being patient. Because he is being nice, I decide to teach his mum a lesson. I say, because you're being very polite and reasonable, I'll waive the $25 towing fee. The poor son says, thanks, I really appreciate that. I'll be getting out of here right now. He then turns to the whole crowd and says, I'm sorry for how my mother behaved and acted. If she offended anyone, I'm so sorry. I take it he wanted to teach her a lesson too. I figure, let's add on to it. Sir, because people like you made my job easy, fun, and nice, I'll also void the second ticket. I grab it and walk away. Edit. I'm trained in customer service, which is odd for a government entity, right? Haha, but well, anyway, I figure with this scenario, I could actually teach everyone a lesson. If you're a reasonable person and apologize or act responsibly, you won't get a ticket, or you can have one voided. My boss has said several times that tickets are not a tool. They're the last resort of our enforcement. My goal is not to try and make the airport more money, it is to give people a good experience with their travels. So in seeing that this son was apologetic, I wanted to reward him, and hopefully make everyone leave with a little hearted feeling that if I'm good to these people, they'll be good to me. And our last story was posted by user Anti27, titled, Entitled Mother Fakes Her Child's IQ Test and Brags About It, Gets Exposed by Said Child. To understand the story, you'll have to know where it takes place first. I work at a so-called kinder college. It is a weekend school for kids between the ages of 3 and 14 with high intelligence, meaning 130 and above. It is not all like regular school. You attend different courses you choose beforehand and can always switch or leave. The aim of the college is to teach kids stuff they actually want to know in a fun way and give those kids an environment that is finally normal for them, as they don't really get normality in their regular lives, because they always stand out and are often branded as weird. All the kids that attend the college are special, which makes them normal again, and that can help some kids a lot. I teach theatre with another person. Obviously, theatre is nothing you can properly learn, but that's not what we're going for anyways. What we're trying to do is make the kids have fun. To let go for some time, play games, learn different acting methods, get used to being on a stage, just be goofy. We have 3 different courses, one for 3 to 6-year-olds, one for 6 to 10-year-olds, and the last for 10 to 14-year-olds. As they get older, we do more complicated stuff with them. That is how the entire course system works at the college, not just theatre. You probably get a basic idea now. To get accepted into the college in the first place, you don't necessarily need to do an IQ test. The quote-unquote principal of the college is a really nice old lady, and sometimes it's enough to just talk to her. She's been doing the job for a few decades now, and she's really good at instantly telling if someone is above 130 or even above 145. Anyways, sometimes the principal wants to do a test because she is not completely sure, and sometimes the parents want to do a test just to get an idea of their kid's intelligence. The test itself is an official IQ test, but a shortened version, meaning it is not legitimate enough to be used outside of the college. It's really just to get a rough idea. Now, the IQ of a person can be intimidating as all hell, which is why we have the Fight Club rule. We don't talk about it. Most kids at the college don't even know their own IQ, and it's better that way. It's not a competition. It's not something to brag about. People with high IQs usually tend to have a lot of mental problems, and it can really be a pain in the ass. I can promise you, you'll never encounter a parent with an actual high IQ kid that'll brag about it. That's how you can tell who's faking it and who's not. Okay, finally onto the story now. Our cast are Karen, her innocent kid, the principal, the secretary, and my co-worker, the helping dad with a dog, and me. By the way, we have therapy dogs at the college, for the nervous and anxious kids to play with, of course. It is something a few parents come up with. Some of them have a psychology degree and a trained therapy dog, and they offer to bring them in from time to time. My first course starts at 9 a.m, and I usually arrive at 8:50 a.m. I use those 10 minutes to go to the toilet really quick, and then collect my money from the S. She and the principal sit in a big lobby and spend basically the whole day talking to parents, giving advice, helping people find their way, etc., etc. You have to walk through that lobby eventually if you want to pee, if you want to grab something to eat, if you want to go outside, you get the idea. That results in the lobby being quite crowded most of the time. So I was waiting for my money. We can get paid in cash if we want to, and I prefer that. And I was chatting with P. She's a really, really nice lady, and I remind her a lot of her daughter that passed away some time ago. This is why she's very focused on me and always wants to talk when I'm around. Basically not caring about who she was previously talking to anymore. She's telling me about that very quiet kid, who's 5 years old, IK, she tested last week, and his mother that was apparently acting really weird. I quickly found out that said kid was in my course last week. Kids can visit courses they're interested in for one day for free to see if it's something they really want to do. He caught my attention too. He was very quiet, but not only that. I've been working at the college for 2 years now, I'm 17 currently, and I know now how to read kids. Innocent Kid was way behind everyone else, and not just because he was there for the first time. He couldn't repeat long sentences like the others, didn't properly understand the orders we gave, and generally really stood out. Entitled Mother was there too. She sat in the back of the room the whole time, even though we told her to leave quietly after 5 to 10 minutes. Some kids don't want their parents out of sight, so we ask the parents to stay in the back for some time, and then leave when their kid is focused on us. Entitled Mother decided that she didn't want to leave and stayed, and because we didn't want to start a fight and waste the 30 minutes we had left, we just ignored her. Well, Principal told me that Entitled Mother insisted on staying by her son's side during the test, which is in theory not against protocol, but just not a good idea, because it is really distracting for the kid. She still insisted, so she was allowed into the testing room. She originally wanted to sit right next to the innocent kid, but that actually is against protocol, so she had to sit at a different table. Actually, she was really unhappy about that. Principal told me that she first guessed Entitled Kid would be around 120, which is above average by the way, but the test result said something around 140. Really weird because those two numbers are worlds apart. The answers Innocent Kid gave were also really weird. Apparently, he gave most of his answers in a really short time, some right, some wrong. Principal didn't think about it too much, and I didn't either, but looking back at it, it is really obvious. Can you guess it already? Probably. Well, I was given my money and said my goodbyes to the principal and to S because it was almost 9 a.m. We started the course with a little game, and about 5 minutes into it, Entitled Mother and Innocent Kid stumbled into the room. It's not unusual for kids to come in up to 10 minutes late during the first course, so while my co-worker continued the game, I approached the two. Entitled Mother says, "Innocent Kid here had fun last time. He would like to continue this class." "No problem. We just need the little guy's information, and you have to talk to Principal downstairs for the payment." I was given all the information that I needed, full name, birthday, stuff like that. Innocent Kid didn't say anything during that exchange, so I went on eye level with him and talked to him directly. "Hey, remember me, buddy? I'm me, and that's C. Do you want to join the group? I have to talk to your mummy for a bit, but I'll be there soon." Innocent Kid just nodded and ran to C. I stood up again and started telling Entitled Mother the usual informations. Said the course is from 9 to 10, parents are not allowed inside. There are chairs outside if you want to be nearby. We also have a cafeteria in the next building and a hotspot. You can join the other. Entitled Mother decided to not let me finish and talked over me. "Yeah, no, I need to stay by Innocent Kid's side. He is a really special kid. I have to make sure that he gets the attention that he needs." I was raising my eyebrows mentally. And I say, I understand that you're concerned for your child, but every kid in here is special like your son, and this course is meant to take all the pressure off the kids, and just let them be kids. Parents are not meant to... Again, Entitled Mother talked over me, and I was kind of getting ticked off, and saying, "You don't understand. My son is SPECIAL. He has an IQ of 140. How many kids in here are that smart, huh?" She just broke the Fight Club rule. So I say, I don't know the IQs of other kids, and I don't need to know. That's not what this college is about. "Well, my son is probably the smartest kid in this school that has ever seen. I'm staying." We're not a school. Nobody gets graded here, and you can't stay. The reason why I wanted her to leave is simple. The kids need to be completely free of pressure, and a grumpy entitled mum sitting in the background following every step they make is not helpful. C and I are always really goofy and go down onto their level, giving them the feeling that they can be who they really are because nobody is judging or expecting something. Entitled Mother says, "My son needs me." Innocent Kid was literally not paying attention to her at all at that point. And I say, "He's fine. We're taking good care of him. If something happens, we have your phone number. If he needs you, we'll just call. I can't let you stay. It's not fair for him or the other kids." Entitled Mother apparently started to realize that she was talking to a wall at that point, and gave me a death stare. And she says, "I'm going to talk to P about you. I'm a concerned parent.
I should be allowed in here. I didn't say anything and watched her rushing out of the room, leaving behind her precious special kid just like that. I just prayed that she wouldn't return before 10 a.m. and went back to C, quickly telling him what happened. Surprisingly, Entitled Mother didn't return before 10 a.m. Actually, she didn't even return then. The next kids were already coming out, and Entitled Kid was the one left from the first course. C and I waited for a little while, but there was no Entitled Mother in sight. I then took Innocent Kid outside and told him we would look for Entitled Mother together. He honestly looked like he was seconds away from crying. It took us literally 30 seconds to find Entitled Mother. She was in the lobby, throwing a tantrum and yelling at the principal. We'd heard her before we saw her. You'll have to remember, she left almost an hour ago at that point. I still don't know if she was throwing her tantrum that whole time, and the whole story happened a few months ago. Principal and S looked really tired and tried to calm her down, without success. I only heard a few sentences, including, "My son needs all the attention. He has an IQ of 140. How dare you?" Then Entitled Mother saw me, holding Innocent Kid in my arms, and goes, "You! Give me my son now. Why are you here? Did something happen? What did you do?" I say, "It's 10 past 10, and you never showed up. We were looking for you." "I was about to come. Don't blame that on me, you bloody tramp." She said that in front of like 20 young children. I applauded her stupidity inside, and was wondering what else she said to P and S. I let Innocent Kid down, and he waddled over to his crazy mum, standing next to her like a lost dog. Talking about dog, HP comes into the frame with his cute AF dog. HP says, "Could you maybe tone it down a bit? I don't know what the discussion is about, but I'm sure there is no need to yell." "Oh, I yell all I want. My son is special." Honestly, I never heard someone use the word special more often than Entitled Mother. And the principal, in her old lady voice, goes, "And so is everyone else. This entire college is made for those kids, to help them, to give them what they need, and that's what me and C do too." The discussion went on, Principal, S, and HP trying to calm Entitled Mother down. Entitled Mother just repeating herself over and over again, progressively getting angrier. So is the Angry Karen strategy. Rawr! HP let his dog wander free, and she came over to me, knowing me already and looking for scratch. Innocent Kid, being ignored by his mother once again, came over to me as well and asked if he could pet the dog. HP heard him and nodded. Innocent Kid was playing with the dog for a while, and I was just staying by his side, when suddenly he said the sentence that would change the whole situation in a hot second. Innocent Kid, "I didn't want to do it." "You didn't want to do what?" "The test. Mummy made me remember all the answers." I was staring at Innocent Kid for a few moments, completely surprised by what he just said. "How did your mummy know the answers, Innocent Kid?" "Her friend gave them to her. He's a doctor." I just assumed that he was talking about a psychiatrist, but I knew that he wasn't lying. Earlier, P had told me about how quick Innocent Kid was about answering all the questions, not because he was that good, but because he already knew them. I just decided to straight up confront Entitled Mother and stood up, walking to her. "You faked the IQ test." Everyone involved went very silent suddenly. "What? How dare you accuse me?" Innocent Kid told me. "He said that you made him remember the answers. You faked it." I never heard someone faking the IQ test at the college before, and you can imagine the surprise on everyone's face. "I did not. Innocent Kid is just tired. He doesn't know what he's talking about." I don't think the Innocent Kid is lying. The way Innocent Kid answered was very weird. It would absolutely make sense if he was just remembering the answers, not figuring them out. Entitled Mother panicked. Everybody could see it. And the next thing she did made me question humanity to this very day. She pushed me away so hard I fell into HP, grabbed her son, and fudging ran for it. Like straight up ran for her life. Everybody just stood there, absolutely confused, watching that crazy lady running away with her son. Nobody stopped her. Everybody just watched. We never saw her or her kid again, but everybody knows the story. I assume she figured out the test we use either through her doctor buddy or another parent told her the name. I can't think of anything else. Innocent kid wasn't even stupid or something. P just guessed him to be around to 120, which is still above average. I guess entitled mother just wanted to get that extra attention. Wouldn't be the first time parents pretended their kids have a genius level IQ to get those 5 minutes of attention. But faking an actual test? Just why? Even if innocent kid would have said nothing, sooner or later the truth would have come out. Simply because you can't fake being intelligent. Online maybe, but not in real life. Just don't put too much pressure on your kids, please. And don't fake in an IQ test. Like WTF? Alright, cobbers and cobbets, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Tell me what you think about it down below. You guys have some really interesting comments that I've been seeing lately. I know I don't reply to things all the time, but just know that I love you, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope you enjoy the new Reddit content. Bye!